So hey guys, I thought it would be useful to film a university application portfolio flip through. There's quite a few of these on the internet, but none that I found that really specialised in the areas I wanted to go into or had the same courses that I'm doing at the moment in the work. So I thought I'd film this purely for myself to look back on in a few years, and also I thought it might help some people with their application process. So it's not very formal, I'm just going to talk. I'm not very good at talking, but yeah. So I picked up this portfolio in Falmouth University. I'm applying for university courses in the UK, and I'm looking at studying interior design and advertising, and at another university I even applied for illustration. So my portfolio has to be quite versatile, but that's okay because I take quite a large range of subjects. So yeah, I just thought I'd flip through and show you guys some stuff. So on my portfolio I just put my name on the front with a Dymo sticker maker, just so in case it got lost or if anyone wanted to know whose it was, I had a label on the front of it. And then I also made a small amount of business cards there, not that I needed them for my interviews. And I had a contents page here which I made on Photoshop, and a letter from my school just saying that all of this work is my own and that it's genuine. So yeah. So on the first page I thought I would start with opening with my illustrative work because I felt that that was the strongest piece of work I had in my portfolio. So I have this large A3 coloured pencil drawing here of a stag, and two illustrations inspired by an artist in Bristol, which I really enjoyed doing. I tend to mainly specialise in fine liner and putting a lot of detail in my work, so that's what I wanted to really show in my portfolio. Then I did some drawings on the theme of combination, which involved putting photographs of people combined and overlaid with portraits of animals. So here you have a girl with a peacock over her head, and then a girl's legs with giraffe legs over the top. And then I've got some fine liner floral drawings here, which I just really liked, especially this one here, because it shows a lot of texture and depth. And then I'm not very good at watercolour, but I thought I'd put some in anyway just to show that I have used a range of media. So that's just a flower. And then this is one I did for my grandma, which is a flower within the form of a flamingo. I also thought I would include some typography work because I felt that that would be useful for people to see. Then I left a blank space here because this sort of went into the interior design section of my portfolio. So this section here, I did some drawings especially for this, as I wanted to show that I was actually really interested in going into this area. So I have a split section drawing here of a building, and then a skyline of New York here, and then just a simple line drawing here using different weights of line. And then this is where some photography is shown. So this is a photograph I took in Pompeii, and this one's from a scrapyard, and that's also from Coldplay when I've been out on holiday. And this is also from Coldplay, which I wanted to include because I found the buildings really beautiful there. And then I started to show some more of my photography work, which is a unit based around the portrayal of mental health. So I thought I'd start it off with the quite romanticised and soft images, which is my friend Erin. And then I'll go more into the digitally manipulated and hand manipulated stuff. So yes, I did this one on Photoshop, and that's using acrylic paint. This is a self-portrait which I thought I would include to show that I've experimented with different kinds of photography. And then this I hand weaved by taking the photograph and cutting it into sections. And then these were some photographs I took in a studio. So this one I have the fairy lights wrapped around my model's head. And then this is hands through voile coming down, which I thought just looked really effective and different to the other work in my portfolio. Then I included these two images to show how I've developed an image from the original to the final piece, which I felt was important to show. And then I have another sort of classic portrait stage in my unit, which I thought would be important to show as it was more classic. Not much more to say than that. And then I've taken this photograph in Camden Market and also edited this in Photoshop. Hello Martha. Of course you had to come and interrupt. It's fine. Sorry if there's cat footage. Oh, yep, of course. Here we go. And then I've got, I did these especially for my portfolio, which is some atomical sketches, which I just thought would show a little bit of fine liner work and some pencil work, and I thought they were quite effective and fit in with my unit for photography, so that's why I put that there, also just to break it up. And then this is also a photograph of my sister, which I took in the kitchen by putting newspaper up on the walls, and I just think it really captures something different, and I thought it was quite editorial, so that's why I included this. And then this is of my friend Erin, and I thought I'd include this one too as a singular image, as I felt it was quite moving, and I didn't have to develop this photograph to make it prove its point, more along the mental health lines. And then I also thought I'd include illustration development here as well, which is charity work. So that's with a fine liner drawing here, and then some Copic markers to colour in the stuff. And then I just thought at the end I'd put some more landscape photography, focusing a bit more on nature. So this is a seascape image, and then this one's of the fields in Norway, which I thought was really beautiful. And then this was in Cornwall, and then this is a local park near me, and also the fields in Norway. And towards the end of my portfolio I thought I'd put my hips to Jesus because it's the only piece of digital art I've done, and I just thought it was quite cool, but I don't love it, so that's why I wanted to keep it in there but put it towards the back, if that makes sense. And also when I read through portfolio advice on the internet, they said to put your strongest piece at the front and your least favourite at the back. And I thought that would be really important to do, so that way if I was asked in an interview to show my favourite and least favourite bit of work, it would be really easy to find, so I wouldn't have to worry about it. So that's why that's at the back. And then I also have this one at the front, as I felt that was my strongest piece of work. And then for one of my other interviews, they asked me to put in my essays for both of my units, so I labelled them and just put them here. So that's my graphics essay, my photography essay. And then I'm a big Sims player, so I just thought I would include these, not that I showed them in my interviews. They're just some screenshots of some buildings I've made in The Sims, so I just thought I would include that to show that I do have an interest, despite it not being very professional, but I just wanted to show that I can sort of capture an environment and mould it into what I think would really reflect a client's like what they would like. Sorry, I'm not very good at talking, but yeah, I might film another video just talking through my application process and my interviews as well. But yeah, I hope this was helpful and interesting possibly, and yeah, hope this was helpful. Hi Martha. What are you doing?